All right, we're going to figure out what kind of train wreck this is going to be.
Ew-wee.
Brother.
It's been a hot minute since we've been on the air, but it looks like Warhammered, them boys down at Warhammered is back for one more ride.
Blessed be to the Omnisire.
Oh my God. I'm going to go ahead and preface this show by apologizing. Conversations were had before we started recording, and they got wildly out of hand.
It's going to be the
We're
Easter
definitely going
egg.
to share it, but
Oh, yeah. This is
And,
Easter egg of the whole thing, dude.
So, anyways, like I said in the intro, we're fucking back, baby.
We're back, baby.
You.
Brother.
For those of you that watch the show, you're going to notice there's a little bit of a new format. Now we've got a fancy table.
Ooh.
And also, we have a new voice/face, depending on if you are listening or watching. So if you're just one of the listeners, there's a new voice. Use your voice.
I'm using my voice.
Oh, there it
At all
is.
times.
you might want to get a little bit closer to that mic, though.
Brother, I'm as close
There you
as
go.
I
There you
can
go.
be.
Touch it with your
There you
lips.
Touching it.
Just
Practically kissing it. Kissing it like the kiss the Omnisire.
Oh,
Omnisire.
I kiss the Omnisire. Good night.
go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience at home, so that they can roast you on the internet.
Yes, I get roasted on the internet daily, so it's no different
fine.
than
It's
any
just-
other day of
this
my
is
life.
just
Hello.
everything.
You're just going to get recognized
I'm
now.
Nick, otherwise known as Oz, and I appreciate you, Jazz, Caitlin, for having me. I'm
Why are you being
excited
so
to
formal and
hang
weird?
out. You know,
Look at him. Look at the appreciation. I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate
Damn,
you.
can you suck his dick any harder?
I said both of you, so I mean, if I can't take both of you, then it's already over. Got
There
it.
we go. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
All right, show's over.
So, anyways, new set, new cast member, same old bullshit. So, this is
set?
the Warhammered podcast.
New set. New
Blessed
setup.
be to the Omnisire.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
What the?
sorry.
No, for a fancy table.
I did say it, right?
Yeah, we
No.
did.
Am I
crazy?
Yeah, because I said ooh to the fancy table.
Yeah. So, yeah, new set, new voices. However, the show shall stay the same.
Same mediocre.
Well, yeah, it's still going to be an absolute shit show.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
it's already going.
So
down.
here on the Warhammered podcast, we do two things, and that is we talk about nerd culture, a lot of Warhammer stuff, but nerd culture like as a whole. But we only do it at a.
Wave top level.
There you go. Why? Because we did about 10 minutes worth of homework right before we sat down to do this, and we do the drinkings.
Or we just like kind of bullshit. And then we're like, oh, I can talk about that.
No, I'm gonna talk about that for a minute.
exactly. 10 minutes.
I
of
can
homework is the
bullshit
best
that.
way to do it.
Yeah, and we do the drinkings, which unfortunately we no longer have the beer gym. He is still very much a friend. He is still very much in the picture of
He's
our
very
lives
much
and stuff
alive
like
still.
that. However, beer gym is now incredibly fucking busy, and so just does not have the level of availability to be here all the time. That does not mean that he won't make appearances. It's just
Appearances.
he won't be a full-time cast member for right now. So we're just going to drink whatever the fuck we want to. So unfortunately, we will have to bend a fond farewell to Beer's Gym Corner because none of us are Jim and we don't make beer.
I'll be your Jim.
So, now we're just going to do, we're going to drown our tears in whatever the fuck we want to. So we've already started, like you should. I am drinking bourbon because I like it, and my wife brought it to me, so I don't even know what the fuck it is.
Eagle Rare.
It's
the best
Eagle
kind
Rare.
of bourbon.
I can taste it. It's a good.
Chris bought you some. He said someone was signing bottles at the Class 6, so he Jefferson whiskeys or something.
I swear to God, if that's Soldier Special, I'm gonna fucking fight him.
Of course, it's Soldier Special. It's for the Class
God, I
6.
fucking hate you. Shit's awful. It's so bad. I think you can actually clean battery terminals with it. Like
my
it's
God.
fucking
No,
awful.
it's like an actual nice bottle.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Well,
like
I don't
in
know
the
if you
other
knew this,
room.
but pilots make pretty
They're
good money.
pretty good money, as he told us last time. We're pretty much rich.
Yeah, we do okay.
We're never gonna let him live that one.
No,
down.
that's forever.
Were you at the house?
No, I wasn't even
Oh my
here. And
God.
I know
Holy
about it.
shit!
I know about
if
it.
I'm
and I
gonna roast
wasn't
him
even
about it, I gotta
there.
wait till he's here somewhere.
He's lurking.
He's
in the-
somewhere
he's
outside
in
the
loft.
studio.
But anyways,
Um,
he came last time because he comes once a month for training, and we were on the couch just like shooting the shit. And there's some people over to see him, and he was talking about like, are they going to buy a house in Colorado and blah 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 blah. And he was like, I think we're going to save money to buy a house because pilots make pretty good money. And we were like, oh, sorry, you have to go hang out with your poor friends, Chris.
Out here with the peasantry.
Ever since you left the Air Force, you've just been a dick.
I'll purposely write underneath like his control column, just be like, pilots make money.
Yeah,
Put it back on his control column.
I'm surprised he hasn't changed his Discord name to something like.
I heard all
Mr.
of the
Moneybags.
alerts in his cockpit when he touches anything. It just goes cha-ching, cha-ching. It just
It's cool. Oh my god! It's
So
so,
we give
bad
him
because
shit
I
about
know
it.
all of the buttons, and I'm just like, throttles come back.
Yeah.
This
so.
makes money.
No, we love him. We love him. He's a good guy. He's in a completely different tax bracket than the rest of us, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he lives in Colorado.
That's,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, anyways, back to the fact that we do the drinkings on this show. I started with bourbon, but I think instead of Jim's beer corner, we are now just going to do drink of the week.
Drink of the
Drink
week.
of the week.
Ba-da-da. We'll make some horrible teaser for that so that Google's over here can hit the button when they
It's a
just
jingle.
just like
Drink of the week.
yeah. That's what it is. Drink of the week, and then we'll just fucking talk about it. Anyways,
Little sparkles still on it.
I have it sitting over here.
You're welcome.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there's a lot of ice and water in that bucket.
Brother, the bucket is heavy.
Oh, the bucket is proper. Okay, there we go.
Proper bucket.
Caitlin, why don't you describe this week's drink of the week?
Drink of the week. All right. Well, since this weekend we're going to go to Ren Fair, I decided to pick up a bottle of mead to start pre-game this week. So this is Fate of the Gods by Bee and Brew Meadery up in
good.
Fort Worth, Texas. So what they do traditional Viking mead, but they are using Texas wildflower honey.
Yeah, so this has like no adjuncts or additives or anything. It is just they took honey and they fermented that shit and they made wine.
Yeah. So since they're using
good.
Texas wildflower honey, these are going to have a little bit more of a floral forward smell and taste than like a just straight up honey mead. So it's going to be a little bit different. I think a little bit sharper because of the floralness, but I don't know. I like supporting Texas companies, so I liked it.
For sure.
Well, it's,
And the bottle is beautiful.
Yeah. I was
Texas
just
is the
looking at
best
that.
country in the U.S. So
For a second there, I saw the little things on the bottom there. I thought they had their design like in the little dimple there.
Oh, the
But
double bits. But
was
yeah,
just
so they
seeing
have
things.
2 flavors that I saw at Total Wine. There's this
that
one.
made the good
almost shot through the
flunk.
ceiling.
Yeah.
I heard.
So this is called Fate of the Gods. This is their traditional. They have another one called the Allfather, which is like a fig mead. So it's one of their flavored ones.
I could fucks with that.
Praise to the old
Thing. Dude, a couple years ago, Ren Fair had a blood orange mead.
Yeah, the blood orange mead. Was
That
good.
shit was so good.
Was
It got me in big trouble though.
I might have had that one. Was it the one that's like just at a Seguin here?
No,
they
this was
closed
at
down.
TRF, and the meadery's since gone under.
Oh, okay.
And
They were local to that area.
they were local to that area, but they've now gone under. And they were serving at the Hive there, but it was blood orange. And
Griffin.
the Griffin meadery,
the Griffin.
and they went under. But it, fuck, that blood orange that was a spicy meatball. It was so good, so good. Anyways, to our victorious return.
Victorious, bro.
Not Victor. All 12
I mean,
people that
did we
listen to the
explain
show.
why we were
every-
gone forever? Like the
We're gonna
expansion
get
of the
there. We're gonna
store?
start drinking
Okay.
first. Jesus, priorities, lady. We can't be
Sorry.
hammered. We're here to put the hammered in Warhammer.
I have like a checklist in my head. I want to make sure that everyone knows because the amount of people that have reached out, and I honestly didn't know that a lot of people listen to the show, but the amount of people that have reached out and is like, hey, what happened to Warhammer? What are you bringing it back? What's going on?
It's so good.
Has been overwhelming. So
I think the aftertaste on it is really like where it sits at. Like it has a really heavy.
it
honey
lingers.
Aftertaste.
Yeah. Definitely lingers. It's really good though. But yes, to I say only like 12 people listen to the show. The amount of people that reached out asking us what happened to Warhammered was astronomical. It was so many. I mean, we were getting emails. There was comments on Spotify and stuff about where the show
on
went.
TikTok, and
People were finding you on TikTok. People were walking. I mean, it was wild trying to figure out like. So, anyways, we heard you. Jesus,
we didn't leave forever.
Cheese and rice.
So anyways, brother, stop.
Brother, I need a boo boo box.
I need a boo boo box. So yes. Anyway, this meat is so fucking good.
Well, as one of our Facebook, someone on Facebook messaged us and it was like, "Hey, the last recording you have is from March," and I was like, "Oh, sorry,
we've been gone a minute." So, anywho, yeah, we'll get into that before we get into the Warhammer or the lore discussion, nerd discussion. Culture discussion, whatever the fuck we're calling the back half of the show. We will get into that right after you touch me up a little bit there because you gave me what is this, a communion pour? What I need like
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like,
she gave us like what was that?
I appreciate your sampling.
Yeah, I'm like holy fuck.
Welcome to Total Wine. Here's your sample.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, this shit was fucking wild.
By the way,
there you go.
it is at Total One.
It is a Total Wine. You can get
There you
Total
go.
Wine.
Now
I don't
that's
know if it's
that's
at
a pour.
specs, but definitely Total Wine.
It's only wine
Yeah.
strength. This stuff is only like 13%.
No, I'm
like you
going
can
to
drink
pick
it
some
like
of
wine.
this stuff up like for this weekend.
Yeah.
On top of the 96 ounces of meat I'm already
It's not
bringing.
that much weed, dude. That's
Not that much what? I'm sorry.
It's not that 96 ounces isn't that much weed.
96 ounces
No.
of weed. Holy crap.
No, it's not that much meat. It's like 4 bottles. It's like 4 bottles of wine.
That's
Are you all right?
It's just really funny.
96 ounces of weed is a fuck ton of weed.
That's a lot of weed.
Anybody see that hefty
not that
bag I
much.
brought with me? What? It's like 2 days worth. But it's fine.
Anyone find a purple Jansport?
Anyways, let's let apparently our 12 very dedicated fans know where the fuck we've been. So, yes, the last episode that was put out in March. And then we had to take a bit of a hiatus. A lot of stuff changed. Unfortunately, Second Pitch Beer Company did go under.
Yeah, I think we talked about that.
There was an episode that was recorded. It was never put out about that.
Okay.
He's in very good spirits. He's doing great. I'm not gonna like dox the man on the podcast, but he's doing great. He's got a new gig that he likes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have him very, very busy. His kids are getting older now too, and so they're in sports and they're doing this, that, and the other. So, he's just a busy, busy dude. And so that kind of we were trying to wait to see what his schedule would look like after the transition, and that kind of never leveled out. And then we expanded the game store.
Big old game store now.
So we expanded BattlePub, and added on a dedicated card shop, so that we launched that first weekend in May.
Yeah.
So literally between the last episode that you saw and that month leading up to opening, like was dedicated to getting this new store open. So we handled all that.
Needed staff, and then we went on vacation.
We needed staff, and then I had my 40th birthday, and we went on vacation for over the summer, and
40 years old.
And so yeah, life kind of happened, and to be honest with you, as much as I love this project, I couldn't put my energy into it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Where it wouldn't be totally half-assed.
Well, it just wouldn't have made for fun episodes like everyone wants.
Because everybody was so distracted.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get super heavy about stuff, but life kind of happened. And it was all good stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very happy with everything that's going on. And the store's been crazy busy, and we have a great staff now, but we kind of had to transition into that. And
Yeah.
and then, you know, we kind of took our time finding somebody that could take Jim's seat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's when we found Oz.
Hello.
And then we have our invisible fourth cast member, Googles, who's over there behind the keyboard.
He's still with us.
We kept the Googles. And so yeah, so now it looks like we're gonna have a pretty good schedule for doing it. We try to take as many pain points out of getting the recordings done as possible, and kind of streamline everything. So I think we're gonna be in a really good spot. And then we had our very first ever grand tournament at the store, which took up quite a bit of our extra energy. But now that's all done.
Super
So
dope. Such a cool deal.
So we're
the
back.
GC was
That
a
I
lot of
couldn't
fun,
play it.
dude. It was a lot of fun.
So dope.
But we are back.
We are back. So it should be weekly. Episode should go out, and we should be able to do all of that goodness.
So good.
I think I kind of covered everything.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So on to the discussion of the week. Now, as most of you are aware, a lot of times we do lore discussion on the show, but we do deviate every once in a while when there is something that is a major event that is going on in kind of the tabletop world. And we're about a month late to the party.
But it's absolutely the thing we have to talk
But
about.
Has it been a month so far?
It came out
Surprisingly, yeah.
September
9th.
9th. Yeah, it's been like 6 weeks.
Space Marine 2.
So we are going to talk about Space Marine 2.
Space Marine 2, bro.
I have a lot of opinions on this game just in the 6 weeks it's been out.
I also have a lot of hours in this game.
Dude, I looked at I have like almost 60 hours in the game already.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I've got 98
Like,
hours
not
in it.
everybody has the time like you do.
I've got 98 hours in it.
That's fucking awesome.
98 hours and I'm still bad.
So bad.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
I feel like the devs like to fuck with you because as soon as you like start getting into your stride, you're like, okay, cool, I'm level 25. I know what my character does now.
Oh,
I got
no.
everything leveled up.
Yeah, you're fucked.
And then they're like, here's a
Still
new
get
patch,
slapped.
and
Oh my God! Speaking
And
of
I'm like,
that,
I don't know how to play.
I think we kind of have to, let's come at this with like some sort of,
all right.
Structure,
Let's start
okay?
with
Okay.
the
So-
sounds
the campaign story.
well, let's start with, there was a lot of hype about this because it got announced over a year ago. Like 2.5 years ago, it got announced, hey, we're getting this in 2023.
Then it got delayed.
oh yeah,
And we were
that's
supposed to get
right.
it
Got
in
delayed, like, a
fall
whole
of
year.
2023. And then they were like, it's not ready. We're going to push. We're probably looking closer to Christmas. And then they went, fuck it. It's not going to be till fall of 24.
Yeah.
Everyone was so mad.
Honestly, when it landed, I personally thought it was worth the hype. Because when we were first seeing it, when we were first getting cheater kind of images of it and stuff like that,
All
it
the
looked like it
leaks
was
and
going to be,
different little teasers and stuff.
hey,
like that.
look, Chaos Space Marines again. Like it was going to be yet another fucking slog against Chaos Space Marine.
Mhm.
And honestly, Helldivers came out, and I think that was kind of a. I
Yeah.
think the devs looked at it and went like, "Oh, shit!" Like
Yeah.
they kind of made a better Warhammer game than we did, especially for an IP that people have been waiting 10 years for a sequel for.
Yep.
We can't fuck this up. So I want to know: do you feel like the hype for this game that we all waited for, when it landed? Did you have that hype moment when you got to log in and finally, let alone the tech shit that we knew was going to happen?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
if
of
anybody was
course, of
shocked
course.
that we had server issues, you've
No,
obviously you haven't played any AAA title in the last 5 years.
Exactly.
Like
it is the new gen of gaming. It's gonna
Yeah.
come out. You're gonna have your like week of we fixed it, and then you can get your full experience.
Well, yeah, and I think you and me have a different perspective on it, but I think it's worth the hype. But also seeing the amount of people come into the store and say like,
that's
"Hey,
for sure.
I've been playing Space Marine 2, and I think I want to get into the tabletop version of Space Marine. Can you talk to me about Warhammer?"
I absolutely love the gateway drug that is this game.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, because this thing has turned so many people onto like, holy fuck, this lore is ridiculous
even
and this is
work at
dope
the
as
store.
fuck. And
Well, no, I was thinking about it like when you guys were talking, and I would say as a Warhammer fan, yes, it has lived up to the hype. But I would be curious to see the perspective of someone that doesn't know the lore. But then again, we have so many people coming to the store that's like, where do I keep reading the lore? What podcasts can I listen to? Is there like audiobooks? Like they
think
just
it's-
want the story.
It's kind of interesting how it plays to a lot of audiences because I came in 10th edition, and so it's like I just have Tyranids, Ultramarines, kind of like knowledge. I'm not super knowledgeable on everything else, and the fact that they have the other stuff too, like the other factions and everything like that. Y'all have taught me more as we're playing the game about the factions. than I've known just in passing in the time that I've been in the game anyway.
Yeah,
So it's kind of interesting how that plays.
That kind of stuff, that gateway to it, and the idea of, somehow, and cool, but somehow, video games have now become this, like almost fashion statement. Like it's kind of this, it's suddenly very, very cool to have, like a gaming rig or, your PlayStation setup and your headset and your like, you have Twitch superstars and you have all this shit, right? Like it's very cool to be really good at video games.
I've got 128 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, right? It's like this weird flex of like, oh, I already have a PS5, but there's a PS5 Pro. You're goddamn right I'm staying on the bleeding edge. Like, what the fucking, it's like, relax, bro. Call of Duty's 15 years old. You're going to be fine. Fucking, like a game I used to play, celebrating its 20th anniversary this year, right? World of Warcraft. I'm like, I'm pretty sure at this point I can run it on my phone. I remember the computer that I ran original WoW on. My phone is definitely more powerful than that computer. Like, I'm at this point, like, it's just an app, right? Like, but
realistically, yeah.
So,
but for the hype,
but whatever. Like, video games are very, very cool now. Like they're very, it's like, oh, I'm a sneakerhead and I play a lot of fucking Call of Duty, and it's like, okay, cool.
Fortnite.
Yeah. But no, not
But
Fortnite, brother.
Space Marine 2 coming along. Helldivers kind of made hard sci-fi acceptable.
Everybody
right? Like
a
where it was
taste
like
of the
kind of got
Terminids.
a taste of this whole like big gun power sword is ridiculous. The galaxy sucks kind of thing,
There's
right?
an innumerable amount of enemies in front of me, and I'm getting smacked. Like
Space Marine 2, because it is so slick and it looks so good, and but it came out as a video game and it got the hype and they put the right effort behind it.
Yep.
It became this whole like, oh, that's the AAA title right now to buy. So I will, and we'll see what this is all about. And they did it right? Like we got the PvP from the rip.
Oh yeah.
We got the squad based thing that satisfied everybody that was used to it from Helldivers. We got all that kind of stuff, but it looks so good. And the voice acting is super good.
Got Titus, uses just
Except
for
for
men.
Captain Acheron.
Except for, he's his own topic. We will get to that fuck.
Captain Acheron.
Yeah, and then
Captain Acheron.
the story's super good and all that kind of stuff. All of a sudden, this thing became the whole like.
You didn't even finish the campaign story.
Still haven't finished the campaign story.
I
I
know.
need to. Oh my god.
It's so good.
So, but all of a sudden, it became this great way for people to go like, what the fuck is this story? There's more to this, and then finding out that like, bro, you got
They're like 40 years.
you
of
got
this stuff.
nothing in that game. Like there is so much beyond Space Marine 2. Not that I'm not discounting it at all. It is absolutely fantastic. I really do think they did it for me at launch. I think they did it justice. It felt right. There was some goofy stuff just because I am so involved with the hobby side that kind of bugged me. And they fixed it, but like some of those color names that came out, and I was like, that's not that color. Like that's not what. Like you entirely fucked this up. Yeah. Or some of the colors that were assigned to certain chapters, and it's not their chapter color. Like the fact that they made Raven Guard Eshin Gray. I just don't really understand. I'm like, they were black.
No, you're right.
Corvus Black.
Like it's literally their own black. They were black, but
I know they had the color reopener for that shit too, dude. They could
and
drop or tool your own image, please.
Right? It's like, look, just fucking here you go. Pull your shit together.
On the back of the box,
and they went,
says, I need to buy a Corvus Black.
Right. They fixed it. They fixed it, and it's fine. And obviously, they worked very tightly with GW because a lot of the iconography was accurate and stuff like that. I thought the game was justice at launch. I loved in the beginning how many hot fixes we were getting. It was kind of a constant feed out of what was going on.
There's a butt
It
coming.
was very, very active.
My only complaint at launch was the PlayStation issue. But I can't hold the game responsible for that. That's definitely a Sony problem.
I forgot about that.
But Sony not being able to host games, like PlayStation's not being able to host games, and them having all those massive connective issues, cross-platform
They just
and stuff
fixed
like
the
that.
hosting issue in this last patch, which is nice.
But Sony having and it's like, dude, you fucked up so hard with Helldivers that
Yeah.
Like, you really want to fuck up this? Like, come on.
You probably should have learned at that point.
Yeah.
Well, I think this game is so good at is that it is cross-platform between everybody. It's not, this is a PlayStation exclusive title. It's PlayStation and Steam and Xbox all playing together at one point.
Yeah. The fact that it didn't even start on like, oh, PlayStation's going to roll out later.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
but
it's going to come out on PC first.
But
and then,
PC and Xbox will get it first, and then PlayStation will roll out later. The fact that it was all launched all at the same time.
Yeah, I think they did that right.
I think the leveling system is fine.
It's not hard to reach max level, but it is also not just a breeze either.
Well, you have to have a
And-
team that's willing to work together. There's a lot of communication at higher levels that you wouldn't really expect to need.
That's for
like
sure.
Helldivers, you can just go off and do whatever the fuck you want. Like at your own discretion, you're probably gonna die. But like in Space Marine, like you have to communicate with your team more than you would expect to on like a tier 3, tier 4
Oh yeah,
level.
absolutely. Because me and you played on what's the 4th level? And
Ruthless.
Yeah, ruthless. And you noticed the difference between substantial to ruthless because it's
It's not even.
slower.
It's just a slower pace.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure you're clearing, and I think that's good because it's not a.
It's not a speed run kind of game.
Well, the
Yeah.
game is pseudo gear reliant.
Mm-hmm.
it kind
like-
of forces you to
It forces
Work
you to step because
together
you can get
and
to
use
level
your
25
abilities.
and never get beyond like average.
yeah.
Like you can never break tier 2,
Mhm.
and you can max out a character. Well, you can max level a character.
Mhm.
You will not be able to handle
Yeah, you're
the
still
higher.
gonna
The
get
level does
smacked.
nothing for you.
Yeah.
You get some of the you get your perks and whatever, but it's no extra survivability. It's no
Yeah.
extra nothing. And normally it's stuff that only kicks in if you've kind of gotten good. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
like on a perfectly timed parry, on a
Exactly.
perfectly timed dodge. Like, so you kind of have to get good at the game. And then I like that. Sure, you have those, but to trigger those, you have to get good at the game.
Exactly.
But once you get good at the game, you can step up
Mhm.
because it really is.
Because if you step up to the Hive Tyrant on like normal, it is not the same Hive Tyrant on substantial
Oh, no.
or
No.
like ruthless.
Absolutely not.
not.
Well, and I've
so-
also noticed in some of the levels, if you go up a tier, there's extra steps to some of the missions you have to do. Like for example, when you're in that one, that you have to go to the elevator in the center and it goes down,
Oh yeah.
and then on the other
Fox.
ones,
Yeah,
some
the
of
Fox
them,
Libertas.
yeah. So on the harder levels, it'll stop at random levels, and it's like
Oh,
you
yeah,
have to
you know, I
read
just
the
noticed
rights
that
of
too.
Yeah,
the
and
Empire.
but if you're on the lower levels,
it's just down the
you-
elevator and into the
yeah,
thing.
you
Yeah.
might have to deal with some of the sniper stuff, but that's about it. So it is, for a while, it felt really good.
Mhm.
I felt like it tiered right. You know, they gave us some content stuff. Whatever. It felt good. You could kind of step up, and they were fixing stuff like, we were overspawning this type of bug.
Yeah, those initial spawns were
Like,
crazy.
they were well. They didn't make sense either. Like
Yeah.
you'd see nothing, and then you'd come through a door, and you couldn't see the floor. Or, like it was just like, what the fuck? And we weren't even on high levels. It was
Yeah.
just like,
Because we did that one on
It was
normal,
tier
and
2.
there was like
and
15 warriors standing
Yeah.
around us and innumerable
all
amount of
shielded,
gaunts.
all every, and it was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, what the hell? Like you can't fight your way out of this. So, and then they went back and they're like, okay, we'll fix this, we'll fix that.
Mhm.
I feel like so now the game just got a major patch.
Oh yeah,
They have swung the pendulum too far.
the
And
dude.
the game is,
They acknowledge that.
for me, and why I haven't been on much since the patch, is the game is not fun right now.
Mhm.
I am all about a game being challenging. That's fine.
Yeah,
But also, every game should be a challenge reward. No game should just be hard for the sake of get good.
Mhm.
Like that's
yeah. And,
But why am I playing then?
Like
Like
I
it-
was super excited for the new mission, and me
I was
being
too.
a Tyranid player, I was like, dude, the Hierophant's here. It is time. I'm so ready for this shit. Jumped in with my brother, and we were like, okay, we're both level 25. Let's just put it on, substantial. We'll be
Yeah,
fine.
just tier 3,
Walk through it, get
be
the
fine.
story
Yeah.
done. And halfway through the mission, we're like, we haven't even seen the damn Hierophant yet.
yeah.
And I am dragging my sword through this slog of bugs. It is I've seen like 18 lictors and everyone and their fucking mother in this damn
Dude, it's
thing,
not.
dude.
It wasn't just that mission. So not everybody was on.
Lictors, they hunt alone.
That turns out survey
Not
says
today, they
that's
don't.
a fucking lie. Yeah.
They straight up dap up the Neurothrope and the Carnifex and
Oh
say,
my
you know what?
God.
We should probably jump in at the same time.
Well, fucking Titus in the game goes like, no, they hunt alone. Bullshit.
Titus, how long have you been around,
I've
dude?
seen that shit multiple times on a map.
I've seen two in the same spot.
And
The exact same place.
so yeah, they swung the pin because we got on. Nobody else was on. It was just Caitlin and I. And I was like, all right, we won't go fuck with the higher end stuff without a third party. I'm not taking a bot.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just put it on average. And I want to level
A new character.
a new character.
Yeah.
And so we go to run average and we're standing and both of us at the same time went, the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, I felt like it was that whole like, this is supposed to be an RPG. What role am I playing? The fucking victim? And like this,
Exactly.
like, that shit.
Well, I had my level 25 Vanguard with relic weapons, and I was like, I am barely keeping both of
yeah.
us alive.
I was getting smacked. Like, if we wouldn't have survived, but if I didn't have that one ability that my cloak saves me, like every 180 seconds, because, dude, it was rough. And they upped the spawn on the, like, barbed strangler dudes that shoot those little, in-place mines
Yeah.
that spawn the vines out. Oh, my God.
I think we need a, and the devs mentioned it, but they really do need to bring an apothecary in.
Yeah,
we need
that
a
would be
healer of
great.
some sort.
Yeah, we need something.
Mhm.
But they swung the pendulum too far. And I think the patch was out 4 hours,
They
4 or 5
tweeted.
hours, and there was a statement from the devs going, there's going to be a patch next week. We need to look at balance.
Yeah.
Because when they stuck this one out, they said, we intended for Ruthless and Beyond to be harder than it is currently performing.
Yeah.
Not every level.
And I'm
to be
like, okay, well, you
hard.
fucked the whole game.
Yeah.
So maybe no.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as much as I appreciate that you wanted to keep the hype up on an early game, so you made it to where you level pretty quickly. And if you're not playing with bots, even if you have decent randos, but especially if you have friends you play with, you can push the levels
Mhm.
pretty quickly into
Yeah.
like Ruthless level and get your relic
For sure.
weapons and start pushing.
Let me get one of them.
And it's kind of simple, right? Like just kind of know your class, and
Yeah.
it kind of turns into raid rules. Like know your class, don't stand in shit you're not supposed to stand in.
Mhm.
Like if you do those two things,
Unless you have a Melta.
you still shouldn't stand shit you're not supposed to stand
Yeah. Like,
in. Purple circles are bad.
and then, like, specifically the Neurothrope, because, God, that dude starts doing ground effects.
Bro.
and- oh, my God.
I killed a Zoanthrope with a Melta.
Oh,
Melta
Melta
grenade
bomb?
the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, nice. Sweet.
So Meltas, you can kill Zoanthropes with them.
So I think it's been swung too far the other way. The game is not fun right now. It was kind of in a sweet spot before the patch. Yes, there was a lot of us that had max level characters with relic weapons, and
Yeah.
everything had mastery, and da-da-da-da-da. But that's why you were giving us lethal. You were giving us lethal for those of us that were running, and we
Yeah.
could like get on for a session one night and only run tier 4, and we're completing every mission and leaving. Okay, fine.
Confident.
Then that's who you're making lethal for.
Yeah.
You're not making. You didn't make the whole game fucking awful.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally.
I mean, this was like, well, we used to do nothing but missionary, and then we got into some slightly kinky stuff, and it's like, so what did you go to then? Oh, full on bondage. Like we just
Yeah,
fucking moved straight
0 to
into
60,
like,
absolutely.
yeah. Now it's just cat and nine tails, and she fucks me with a pineapple, and it's like, boy, this accelerated kind of
crazy.
quickly here, didn't it? I don't like.
I am not having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're totally right, because it was night and day difference, dude. When I tell you we got on, we like, dude, I'm so excited. And then we saw that first mob, like, something's wrong.
Well, me and Jazz
Something
got
is
like
so wrong.
completely destroyed, and then Tyler joined us, and we finished a mission with him. And I think just from the slog that me and Jazz went before he joined us, we were just like, I'm gonna go eat some food.
I'm fucking done too.
I'm just
Shit
fucking
sucked.
done. Mentally done. I don't need to know what it actually feels like to be a space marine.
Yeah.
I shouldn't know about the hardships of being a Space Marine when I'm playing a Space Marine. I should feel like a demigod.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah,
That
no,
shit
it's-
sucked. Now, they've said they're going to fix it.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not the whole like, well, now you can touch the ammo crate as many times as you want to. That wasn't the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I would still prefer to touch the ammo cache as many times as I want, but they limited it.
That's fine. Limit
So,
me.
Even then, if you've played that level, you're still not going to run out of ammo cache. I can promise you.
No.
We
No.
outdid it, and we didn't even break half of the ammo cache, and we were standing there just farming.
That's what I mean. That's not what was going to make it more difficult. It also doesn't matter how many times I can touch the ammo cache if there's no fucking way to survive. Like,
You pump as many rounds as you want to into a gun.
if I'm a
he's still
grease
running
spot,
at me, he's
yeah,
still
then
an
it doesn't
issue.
matter. Like,
more stims, more boo boo boxes, brothers.
There is a vast scarcity of boo boo boxes around here.
so now there is some stuff already in the pipeline. So they said they're going to fix it.
Oh yeah.
So right now I'm just kind of taking a break. It's fine.
You know,
It's,
I'm sure
the patch
they
is
will.
supposed to come out this week.
Mm-hmm.
We're leaving for Ren Fair anyways. I'm not going to be around to play it. They'll make the patch. It'll balance it back out. They've done a great job about balancing so far.
Yeah.
Because it was things like, ooh, we were spawning too many of these bugs. We need to level this out a little bit more. And it felt fantastic.
Yeah.
Then it was like, ooh, maybe people are leveling characters too quick. Maybe we should
Yeah.
make this a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we swung this too far.
How about
Come back a little bit.
warriors in one spot?
We had one warrior ace like all of us 3 times last night.
Right,
It was like,
awful.
Yeah.
brother is the champion. He is like the guy. It got to the point where I had my plasma pistol in the back. It was like, that guy right there, just fucking stand right here. I'm shooting him.
Just kill
I
him.
don't
Yeah.
like, I'm not fighting him. I'm not playing these games.
Also, I've noticed in
He's
the
dead
patch,
now.
there's no. Not that they had a health bar, but you know how before you could kind of have a feeling for how much damage you needed to pump into a certain type of mob to get it to drop?
Yeah.
It feels like on the patch now, there's like certain warriors, I can hit it like 3-4 times with my heavy, and it's like, okay, he's ready for execution. And then there's another one where I dump 400
yeah.
rounds
Yeah.
into the fucker, and
Same.
it's like, is he still coming at me? Like,
Yeah.
what the? And, it's a. It's all a little wonky right now.
Exactly. And I started picking up bulwark, and so I was like, okay, I've gotten used to how many like sword swings it takes.
Yeah.
And in the substantial difficulties now, dude, I was like, I've made this guy into sashimi like 18 times, and he's still standing there
Yeah.
looking at me. Like, what is
Well, my
going
heavy
on?
was the same way, full relic, and I dumped like 400 rounds into one of them, and they're just like, still full block, still full. I'm like, what the balls?
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm just still
So-
mad that like Termagants and Hormagaunts, like when you run through them like you do with the Chaos Cultists, they don't just like pop.
Oh, like the humans do.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
like, those are the most squishiest motherfuckers in this game.
Well, I don't
shouldn't
know.
have to empty
No,
half
because
a
it takes
magazine
half a
into
shot
them.
Yeah.
to kill a human. It takes like even
you
on
literally could
even
step
on
on the humans.
even
but-
on normal difficulty, it still takes 3 or 4 shots to kill a termagant.
yeah.
Yeah, but it shouldn't.
They're pretty tough.
Yeah.
Like even in canon, they're pretty fucking tough.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're fucking hard to kill. That is not like a cockroach.
Yeah.
Like it's
I've always thought about like Gaunts.
you
as-
need to think more alien and less
it's like
Starship
an alien
Troopers.
lion equivalent, like the Hormagaunts.
Yeah, you need to think more like xenomorph
Mm-hmm.
and less cockroach.
Granted, Rippers, on the other hand, are very
Yes, those are like cockroaches. If there was Ripper swarms and I could just run through them and
Oh,
they
yeah.
just went and just like squished everywhere,
Yeah.
I'd be like, yep, that
There's
makes
Ripper
sense.
Swarms in the campaign.
Yeah, you take on them. You take
I'm
them on with a
wondering to
flamer.
see if they're going to bring those into operations. Also, if they're going to bring in a flamer class for that reason, because I feel like that was an experiment. That whole part right there.
Oh,
where they're
walking around
messing
with the
that,
flamer and
Yeah.
holding shit back, and they could like swarm over you. And
Yeah.
then, which, I mean, honestly, that swarm mechanic is a lot like the Lictor mechanic and stuff like that, where you've got to
Yeah.
I play on computer, so you have to do the whole like AD
Yeah,
thing to fight
exactly.
off the claws and
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why they tell me to hit those buttons. It doesn't.
It
If he
doesn't feel
pins
right.
you, if he pins you, you're losing your whole shield.
Oh yeah,
It, like,
no,
it-
absolutely.
like I'm just like, okay, I'm slamming him. Okay, counter. Like
yeah,
I don't know why you're telling me to hit these 2 buttons. Like I'm
Still
gonna lose
get
my whole
smacked
shield
until
anyways.
Somebody like comes over and helps me.
Yeah, it like still sucks.
Mhm.
Which fine, lictors and all
It
that.
is
It should
what it
suck.
is. It's a
Like,
lictor. Yeah, it's literally an
um,
assassin tyranny.
yeah, so it should suck. But so the stuff's coming.
Mhm.
I have theories about some of the new modes that are coming,
Oh man, I'm excited.
and prestige. I
Yeah.
have my own theories about what I think these are going to do. Does anybody else have thoughts on this stuff? Like what do we think Horde mode is going to look like?
I am hoping that the Horde mode is going to be more like the Gears of War Horde mode.
I think it's going to be like Call of Duty Zombies, where you sit in one spot
See,
and
that's
kill
the other
everything
option.
off.
And it's going to be very interesting because it's going to go either that way, but the way that the gaunts and stuff like that play, I don't think it's going to play that way, because in zombies you can just train, an entire army of zombies around the map a couple times, but you try that now in the game and you're still going to get smacked.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that they play it like Gears of War, where you can like each round you get a certain amount of like credits, and you can buy bigger and better defenses and bigger and better guns.
See, that's where
You think it's going to be castle defense?
I would like to play that. I
wave
think
style
that'd be
castle
cool.
defense. And
Yeah.
and here's why I think that's probably closer to what we're going to get. Is there's 2 stages in the game that mechanically are already that. So Space Vietnam,
Yeah.
when you get to the end of Space Vietnam and you have to go stand on those platforms and the waves come over, or they can come behind you or whatever.
Yep.
And then for the Hive Tyrant, when you're waiting to
yeah.
kill the waves before the tyrant shows up,
Yep.
and to control that before the bridge opens up, and there's all the different
Yeah, 'cause you
areas
got
that
your
it can
forward
come
spawn,
from,
left and right spawn, and then
and that rearward
stuff
spawn.
like that. Yep.
So if they do that, but they make it to where you get not even where you can buy new defenses,
Yeah.
but
Don't ever do that again.
almost died.
Blessed be to
but-
the Omnissiah.
Praise be to Space King.
But no, we're like we get supply drops where it'll drop and
Yeah.
it's like, oh hey, here's a loadout of frag grenades or a loadout of
Yeah.
crack grenades or shot grenades or melt bombs or
Exactly.
or it's gonna drop and you'll get loadout
yeah.
drops like that. The drop pod will hit
Yeah.
and you can change your load, which would encourage people to have staged
Yeah.
loadouts for like, okay, I know in the beginning I'm better off with like my bolter setup and whatever, but as we push on,
Yeah. No, absolutely. And
I need to switch over to my Melta and shit like
Yeah.
that to handle this bulk.
And I think it opens more doors for that stuff too, because that gives them the opportunity to be like, hey, we're dropping in, rockets, or we're dropping in something big, and the waves as they go on can get more and more difficult and bring in bigger and bigger stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be a cool dynamic to see too, is to bring in like crazier guns and it's
And some of
crazier
that mechanically
bugs.
is already in the game, right? Like,
Yeah, because in the campaign you can always pick up like the heavy bolter.
Yeah.
yeah, the
I mean,
swap out. So if
different
they
stuff,
did that and
Meltas
dropped a
and-
weapon crate,
Yeah.
but also, like, I'm not going to lie, there's not a lot of time. Like, through the missions, there'll be the loadout drop pods where you can
Yeah.
see your 3 preset loadouts as you're running. I think there's only been once where I've been like, okay, I'm going to swap my
Yeah.
actual loadout. Normally, just whatever I'm dropping in with is, like, I know the mission. So I'm like,
I do
this
it.
is the weapon loadout that I need going
I do
through.
it if I'm leveling multiple weapons at the same time.
Yeah, if you're looking for mastery on a weapon,
Yeah.
so you
I've
run it, but
actually-
you know you go into the boss fights, you just swap to your already mastered
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've noticed, like, specifically for the sniper, because I've already have that one maxed, I actually do end up using that dynamic, because I'll use the bolt sniper throughout the entirety of the mission, say for like the Helldrake, for instance.
And then you
I know that
swap
I
over to
have
the
my,
Laz at like the
Laz
very
because
end of
it
the
just
fight.
is constant fire.
Right.
And so I don't have to worry about, okay, I've shot my 6 shots. Let me reload and hope I can get another shot off before he shields himself again. I
Yeah.
can just
Sure.
constantly lays in like,
But like with a heavy, like if you're mastered out with spec and everything to run like the heavy bolter,
yeah.
you're not going to in the middle of the mission just be like, you know what I should switch over to? My Melta.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's,
That sounds pretty fun.
yeah, like it's like, yep. None of my perks are built for me to run this, but yeah, I'm
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
swap over to this.
Uh-huh.
But in a tower defense, knowing how it transitions, and you could like, if they just gave you an aspect screen that said like, hey, on this next, we see another wave coming, and on this one, we're seeing,
Yeah.
elite level stuff. And it's like, okay, I'm not taking my heavy bolter that's great for
I could see that.
massive amount of
Yeah.
termagants. We have these elites. I'm going to switch over to my plasma incinerator so that I have this bigger one-shot power.
No, absolutely.
And then being able to swap in and out of those weapon profiles, which would also encourage people to master all their weapon profiles. Like,
and I think they could do that pretty well too, because I mean, you already have your little, HUD up at the top that gives you your, extremists, your, whatever, more powerful.
but if they went to like
stuff.
between the waves, you had like an Auspex scan that like popped up that just said like,
I could see it like a little thing coming
elite
down
wave
and
income,
like emboldening,
like a
saying,
message that
here's
kind of
what's
did it,
coming type thing, and then it goes back up to the top to see. Like,
and so you
what's
can
left.
run to a loadout point and go like, oh shit, all right, I'm swapping to this, you swap to that, like, and then go back out.
Hot swap, give you like 30 whatever, how many seconds it was to prepare and rebuild type stuff.
It just literally that
awesome.
call in that we kind of have that buffer anyways to see that horde mechanic go, before they get close enough to actually like start being interactable.
You got their own little talk and everything. Like, oh, the brother, they're coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's some of the other stuff. Like we know there's the interplanetary gun stuff, the heavy artillery stuff that's already in the game. Right. So being able to do something like calling in support fire.
That'd be crazy.
And then Space Vietnam, we get to do the whole fucking napalm drop. It pops up from the ground, but
well, yeah, but still, it's still a cool thing that they could be putting into the game.
Yeah, the Thunderhawks are already there. Like there's already like kind of the pieces are all there.
Yeah.
Now, I am at the point now to where I talked to you about this, not on the show at one point, with this new lethal format. Like, so I go and I complete all 7 missions on lethal and I get the hat.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do I keep running lethal?
That's a good point. And I haven't come up with an answer to it yet, because I don't see why you would.
Because it's just a get good
It's
check,
just-
right? Like
yeah,
it's just
exactly. And some people have already done it. We played with a guy yesterday that had their helmet already, and I was like, well, okay, he's over here playing normal for some reason, but sure. I mean, maybe he just is in it to kill bugs.
Well, there's people online that have posted the helmet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sure, I mean, there are guys out there that are they're all,
Grinding
like
it
I
out.
said, they're always on that bleeding edge. But
Yep.
I just don't understand. Like, why do I keep? There's no reason to do it.
I don't know what they're going to do for that, because I think that's a really good point. Because once you get it, it's like they would have to add some sort of incentive for that. And I don't know what it would be, considering all of the incentive we have for the other stuff, unless it's a whole nother tier of stuff. What would be cool is to see like, okay, cool. Yeah. Do lethals to get like a different Lego for Terminator armor.
Yeah, or give us another tier to the weapons.
Yeah.
Gravis armor.
Yeah. That'd be dope.
Yeah, or give us another tier to the weapons. Now, I would like to see with this prestige thing that's coming, which then I could understand why you would continue to run
Prestige.
lethal.
Worldwide.
Would be running lethal at that point would strictly be to push prestige levels because it's going to be the most XP that you can pull out of a mission.
Yeah.
Because like if we run ruthless and we get the globulus, it's like 24.95.
The globulus.
The holy globulus.
Globulus, brother.
Brother. Stop it. You'll start a brother. Brother. I hope all of you in your car listening to this right now just joined in.
Sorry, greater 40K players in the store now.
Yeah.
Driving to his job, just going, brother.
The globulus.
Brother. Then I could see doing it, right? So like if it's $24.95 or something like that, it's like 2,500 XP.
I haven't even looked at what the XP payout
If you
is
get
for it.
out with the gene seed
yeah.
from, it's like 2,500-ish
something like
XP.
that. On Ruthless.
On Ruthless.
Yeah.
Which is great for mastery. It's great for, like, it pushes,
Absolutely.
right? Like, and if you have, like, if you're leveling another character and can run Ruthless with your friends because you, like, have some of the crossover weapons and stuff,
Yeah.
it is a very quick way to the top. It is,
For sure.
it just pushes
You
and
can
pushes
stay
and pushes.
alive.
Well, it's like 2 levels per at that point because I think it's like 1,200 when you're
Something
above
like
10
that,
or
I
something
think.
like that. So, I mean, every mission pushes, and especially if you're pulling out,
If you can get,
if you're pulling out Legos and stuff, yeah,
through
it's
there.
so good. So if the prestige is going to work how I would like to see it work, which is you can't push beyond 25.
Yeah.
Obviously, because we're getting prestige levels.
Mhm.
And that's the whole point of prestige is it's 25 plus
sure.
1, plus 2, plus 3, whatever. If it continues to give us mastery on the weapon running
Yeah.
so that I get additional weapon mastery points
Mhm.
so I can unlock more weapon mastery, okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I get why you need me, why I'm running these high levels.
Oh yeah. Because it's what you were talking about the other day. Because it's like if you go through the tree, you can't even make it to the end.
Yeah, and I've tried it. I've reset it and tried every map I could think of. And even on my ones that had like 4 weapons in tier 3 and 4 weapons in tier 4. So everything's mastered and tried to assign as many. You can't get to the end of the tree.
Yeah, you can.
So
I tried it too after you said
Did you
that.
go try it?
Yeah, I
You
went and
can't
tried
do
it.
it.
I can't do it. There's no
and
way.
so I think it's a pretty safe bet that that's what we're going to see.
Mm-hmm. I could see
That the reason to keep running beyond like, okay, but I have full relic armor. I've unlocked all my Death Watch stuff. I've got all of my mastery on all of my weapons.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck do I do now? Now it's, you keep running to keep pushing mastery on the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And or new body parts.
Yeah.
Cosmetics, yeah, I will tell you right now, cosmetics will not, at least for me as a player, cosmetics will not make me keep standing at the plate
Well, no,
to get a
both
skin.
of them. Like
It'll
you get a
sell me, I'm
new
not gonna lie to you.
pauldron piece that is like a Gravis armor piece or Terminator piece or
Now, if it's that, if I can, like, let's say his sniper, he could complete and unlock the full Gravis armor, and now you start with 3 shield bubbles instead of 2
would
because
be
you got
very
the
nice.
armor,
Mhm.
makes sense.
then
Yep.
sure.
That'd be awesome.
So what about this? What about you get specialty versions of every character? So like your Assault Marines with your jump packs, you unlock essentially Sanguinary Guard.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
That are
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's cool, but again, it's a cosmetic. It like,
but it unlocks an extra perk to your point, but you really have to grind it out, and the only way to grind it out is those super high levels.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. If it really was like a subclass, like you got to like it's just like a sub spec on top of your main spec, I could kind of see that working.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't see it. There's not enough perk
Yeah.
option between on like just your standard perk tree.
I want forehead studs, brother.
Like,
Forehead studs.
but well, you know
That
what I'm
should
talking
be
about,
the
like
prestige,
your
like,
standard
symbol.
class thing.
Yeah, just get a forehead.
I need more head dimples.
You have some tryouts.
I need-
forehead of
I need more-
studs, bro. His whole
I
thing.
need more bolts, brother.
Screw in another one.
But
Give me another.
give me another. I need
I require more
The
studs.
subdermals, brother.
I can headbutt the gaunt and it'll die in an instant.
I don't want to be a problem at TSA. I just want to.
I go to an MRI and my head stick to the machine for about 30 minutes.
I want to be able to tell when a storm's coming. Like I just need to.
My eye twitches.
I want so many forehead studs that the Tyranids can't get to my brain.
We worship Papa.
Oh, no.
We worship Pa.
Oh God.
Oh, yes.
Pa E back on Terra.
Tyra. Blessed be to the Omnisire.
Blessed be to the Omnisire.
It's getting too close to home now.
Jesus.
Cheese and rice.
Pa fought in the war. You know the war on terror.
Said he got him pretty good. Now he sits in a chair the rest of his life. I heard he takes in 1,000 psychers a day.
Now nobody could do that. Not even your cousin. We know she's a slut.
Oh,
That's heresy.
brother, she takes in so many of them psychers, he called heresy.
She tried to take in my soccer one time. I said, not in front of my Codex Astartes.
I love this canon we've come up with that
That's
there's
it.
a Southern Baptist chaplain in fucking
There's a
Warhammer.
podunk chaplain
Yeah.
somewhere. If there can be a
Fucking
Scottish
Hillbillius,
captain,
Hillbillius, the fucking chaplain.
tell your brother Clem.
Yeah.
Claim.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about fucking Captain Acheron.
Well, this is a great segue
Yeah.
into Captain Acheron and his stupid Scottish accent.
I fucking hate Captain Acheron. So for those of you that haven't played the game,
I love how you've memorized all of his dialogue, though.
It's hard not to.
I've heard it 8 bajillion times.
Yeah, but I still don't even know what
And
he
every
says.
time, it makes me want to drown kittens. I fucking hate it. So there is a, for those of you that haven't played the game, there is the captain of this company that you're a part of. He's not one of the main characters. He's an NPC. He's the captain. His name is Captain Acheron, and he is a sort of bald, ginger-bearded space marine that for some reason has the heaviest Scottish brogue I have ever heard. On a planet, as part of a fighting force, he's not even from Terra. He's from Ultramar. Not even from Terra, and for some reason has this crazy Scottish brogue from an empire who hasn't had a Scotland in existence in like 37,000 years.
I'm just surprised they didn't call him fucking Captain McDade or something.
Yeah, like it's wild. So
Acheron,
yeah,
the least Scottish name.
fucking. He's like, I, Captain Acheron. Yeah, he's an Ultramarine, which from Ultramar, or one of the 500 planets from the Ultramar,
No, I think he's
sector,
actually from Ultramar.
whatever. Okay, that's still on the other side of the fucking galaxy.
I was gonna say, I think that whole company.
There's no Ultra Scotland there. Like, it's just fucking.
We need to lord
But
up
if there
on
is,
Captain Acheron.
that's where that
real quick.
motherfucker's from. Because this shit, it's not even a good Scottish accent either. It's
All
like
right. I
it's
don't
like
think you can do
fat
that.
bastard playing a space marine. Like
He's just got the
just like,
bitter beer face.
I, Captain Acheron, authorize the reinternment of the honored dead. And it's like, fuck off. Like, what are you? This is
go hang with the
awful.
wolves.
If it makes you feel any better,
They could have called this mother Chapter Master Haggis, and it would have been
Oh,
better.
yeah, it would have fucking
At least then I could have been like, all right, you guys knew what you were doing.
his first name is Sylvestus.
Of course it is.
Sylvestus Acheron.
Sylvestus Acheron. Let's see.
Captain Acheron.
Titus, you're leading this squad now.
I could give you 2 men. Fucking. But at any point in time, I expect him to start telling me about Nessie. Like, this shit is
no.
ridiculous. It is
so funny.
unacceptable.
Captain Acheron, home planet.
Home planet.
Where is he from?
Ultramar. I'm guessing Ultramar.
You're Googling. We have Googles right there.
Acheron originally served
Hey,
under
look.
the command of the second company's longtime commander, Captain Cato Sicarius.
Aw.
That doesn't tell me where he's from, though.
Good old Cato.
There is a planet called Acheron.
That's it.
There's always a planet called Acheron.
That's the planet. That's the planet.
Every
That's
sci-fi
all of that
universe,
accent.
every sci-fi universe has a planet called Acheron.
Formerly known as LV-426. But I don't think that's Space Marine lore.
It is now.
Captain Acheron.
Fucking God, Captain Acheron. That's what needs to be in the patch.
Here's a Reddit thing that says, why does Captain Acheron never have Space Marines to spare?
Entire dreadnought
It's
full
true.
of them.
At one point, there's a whole mission where there's a whole dreadnought just chilling by himself.
Yeah.
To this end, I've gone through the game slowly and diligently, counting every single Space Marine we can either find the body of, witness the death of, or reasonably infer death of. I don't claim this to be 1,000% perfect, but I think I'm pretty close. And I won't be counting the Death Watch team, nor the presence of loose weaponry to infer casualties. So let's begin. Skyfire, 0. There's no dead Ultramarines in Skyfire knowledge, mission to his knowledge. Severance, 7 confirmed, possibly up to 9. Mechinus, Divinatinus, Ejectus, Erectus with me, brothers.
Absolutely said,
2.
Where is Brother Flaccidius?
He was too soft for this world. Anyway,
But
that's
no,
pretty funny.
it is very interesting. That's what they went with for the
Well,
captain.
he never has anybody to fucking spare, except for every time I come out of that armory, there's that whole 10 pack of Marines.
There's a
just
ridiculous amount
standing
of them.
there.
Yeah.
They don't ever do anything either. It's just 9
They're just
dudes in a
standing
square
there.
with 1 dude. They don't even have a sergeant.
They're
There's
not even-
nobody leading them.
But they're not even part of the same battalion.
You and I
Battalion.
looked-
Tillion, brother.
You and I looked at him the other night. We were walking around looking at him the other night, and I was like, "Where the fuck's the sergeant?"
Yeah,
And there was
exactly.
nothing. No sergeant. No
Nothing.
veteran skulls.
There's
no,
just some dude standing up there. It's like,
It's just a guy.
Just
guys,
another
I've
guy.
been put on this duty. Please please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't try me.
God damn.
Everybody look busier. They're gonna send us with Titus.
Yeah, they're gonna send us down there to those where that one servitor is at. Please remove my eyes, brother.
We're gonna remove your eyes and put you on janitorial duty. The fuck?
I submitted a request for new eyes. It was denied.
Time to shovel shit.
I don't want to do that job, brother.
Too bad, brother. It's for the Emperor.
It's from the top. It's from Captain Acheron, brother.
Captain Acheron says, you must shovel the shite.
Somebody's.
As for me, my home will worship the emperor.
Jesus. So anyways, scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel about Space Marine 2?
I think it's great. I think that
That wasn't a number,
like,
Oz. What the fuck was that?
Well, I'm getting there,
Oh, okay.
getting there. So I think it's good because the company's listening. They're doing constant updates. They're made a good game in general.
Yeah.
And so I think that I come back to it excited, and I'm never like, here we go again. Somebody wants to play this game. And so I personally would give it a 10 just because it has a lot of drawback for me. And now it's kind of hard to get that for me. Like I've been gaming for a long time, and a lot of the newer games have me like, that was cool for about 10 minutes. So I'm glad that I can come back to this one.
Nice. Okay. That's fucking high praise. High praise.
Pretty good. I'm saying it's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Caitlin, 1 to 10?
Oh, it's like a 12.
Oh, shit.
It has
Damn it.
exceeded my expectations. And I wasn't even like going to play it when it first came out. I jumped on the bandwagon when I saw the trailer. So I saw clips of it and I wasn't too happy because we were coming off of Helldivers and I was like, Helldivers looks like a proportionate person.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is going to be like blocky and like cartoony and it's like making fun of Warhammer, but actually playing it, like I love it.
I think it's pretty smooth.
I mean, so much so that I got a tattoo. So
Oh,
I got a little.
brother. There he is, the brother.
The brother.
He's always watching your back.
He's got your weenus, brother.
Just watching my weenus.
What about you, Jazz? What do you give it?
Dude, I'm right there with you, man. I think I'm a 9.5 on it, only because this last couple days has made me mad.
Yeah,
Like,
Well,
it's okay.
but literally leading up to that, I had like no fucking complaints. Like, for me, one, so
my house.
it hits a lot of bullets for me, right? Like a lot of bullet points.
Yeah,
It's in a universe I love. Like, thoroughly enjoy the universe.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, also have a tattoo from the universe. So, mechanically, I like that I still feel immersed with my character. I feel like there's like stuff I can get better at. But at the same time, it's not flooded with, hey, here's 18,000 buttons you need to be able to fucking operate. There's not all these crazy combos I have to pull off. Like, it's just be aware and all that kind of stuff. I haven't done any of the PvP, and I don't feel like I've missed anything. I know there's people that love it.
I will say,
I know there's people that love it, and they've had a good time and all that kind of stuff.
this is a perfect example. I enjoy it.
See, that's what I mean.
I think it was pretty cool.
I'm never attracted to PvP. It's just not a thing that I enjoy.
1 out of 3 brothers will enjoy PvP.
But I don't. But I don't think like I don't feel like I'm not getting a piece of the game because I'm not doing that.
No, absolutely. They have enough content to fill in that kind of.
So the
It's
game
there
still
if you
feels
want it.
very, very complete.
Mhm.
I love the customization. I love that my Space Marine can be. I like if you play the game, you can see all the little nods of the head too about like by making all the Space Marine colors the paint colors.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those whole like, hey, you want to paint your own Space Marine? You can come paint your own Space Marine.
True. I
And
could
so
see
like,
that.
so you're essentially painting a giant miniature.
Well, and I think also for newer players that, might come in and just buy a random pack of Space Marines because they want to paint them like their characters in the game.
I love that this reinforces of like, there is no wrong way to paint your toys.
Nope.
Like you paint them
Paint
however
your
the fuck
toys.
you want to.
Not the Skittles.
Yeah, the
Marine.
Skittles Marines. The other thing that it really checks the block for me is like when my friends send me a message and go like,
brothers.
hey, you want to get on and play?
No.
I'm usually like,
No.
yeah,
You
fucking.
be truthful about how we ask each other how we play.
That's true. Normally on the Discord server,
Be
it's all of us going,
truthful.
brother.
The Emperor requires your aid.
We need to find the globulus, brother.
Ambulance is calling me.
So it's but I get excited about wanting to play, and it's something I miss from gaming. Gaming for so long now has been either strictly a versus format. You get on to play against other people, or as beautiful as they are single player involvement.
Yeah, I think
You know,
we've
you have-
really strewn away.
You
from
kind of have the Skyrim phenomenon, and everything that they produce is just kind of a reskin of it. Starfield was great. I loved it, but it is, you are on your own. You go and do your thing.
Yep.
Some of these other ones that are out right now too, like Wu Kang and some
yeah.
of the other ones that are, they're gorgeous,
Oh yeah, for sure.
but it is still this single environment. And for me, when I game, there are times that I like that, but for most of my gaming, I like that I can get on and I'm hanging out with my friends, and this is just what we're doing
Yeah.
together.
It is not a try hard game. It's not
It's
something
not.
you get on.
No.
You're like, okay, here we go. We've got to focus up. We've got to do this. You
Nope.
can get on, just smack bugs for like
As
8
evidenced
hours.
by the fact that I'm
Like
bad at it, and all of my friends will still play with me. So, like,
Brother, come over here. I have ammunition. Where is it? It's right in front of your face, brother.
wait, oh, I see it.
I'm staring right at it.
Brother, I need a boo boo box. We have been here 13 seconds.
I need one.
I landed injured.
Dude, we're gonna
It's
get into
carryover
this,
from the
and
last
We're gonna
game.
start doing that dang voice the whole rest of this.
Hey, that's gonna get real bad.
This happens every time we play.
Every
It's
time
like
somebody
I come in, I'm
starts.
like, yes, brother. I'm
And then it's so
charmed.
bad.
And then it's just the whole time.
Everybody
Yeah.
does the voice.
It's
the
real
whole
bad.
time.
And so much that Steve started doing it too.
Yeah, he did. That was,
Steve does it when he plays
shit was
with us.
gangster.
that was so cool. I
just
heard him
be
do
like,
it. I was like,
"Brothers."
yes, brother Steve in the house.
Steve will be like, I need a boo boo box. And we're like, yes.
Steve's such a team player. Dude. He
Should
fits
we
the vibe so hard.
should we translate every? Okay, so if you play the game,
A boo boo box.
Medicaid stimulators are boo boo boxes.
Yep.
The gene seed is the globulus.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
What
I
else
think
is-
that's
the
all you-
Lego.
Oh.
Lego.
The armory data is the Lego.
Brother, I found the Lego.
I found the Lego.
The purple Legos.
We've deemed that Caitlin is not eligible to hold the
Caitlin's
the
not allowed to
globulus
carry the
anymore.
globulus.
Nope. I fucked that up.
She was helping me level my brand new character. She was a 25 with relic weapons. I was like level 4.
And I was like, here's the globulus.
We
Pick it
found
up.
the gene seed, and she was like, the globulus. I was like, all right, I'm coming.
So,
No survivability.
We'll get a
I'm
little-
still the one that got it.
so I found the globulus. I got so excited about this. Picked it up. But one thing that they don't tell you about the game is
So
that when you
Okay,
are
first off,
holding the
that game doesn't
globulus,
tell you anything.
No.
No, it just
about
it's like
anything.
Helldivers. You're just jumping into it. When you have the gene seed and you try to pick up a guardian relic so that you don't die, it will drop the globulus because you can't carry both. You can only carry one. So we were on a map and I found a guardian relic and I was like, oh, guardian relic. So I picked it up, completely forgot I was holding the globulus, and it fell behind a bunch of crates and we couldn't even grab it. And
Indestructible
Jazz
crates.
died and he was mad and he yelled at us. So I was like, fuck it. I'm never going to hold this again. So every mission that we're on, I find it. I'm like, here it is. And I'll point to it and just like run away.
I so wish that second instance would have happened. I would have been crying for like 30 minutes.
So the second instance, I found the globulus on the Helldrake episode. And I was like, oh shit, the globulus. And I pointed to it and Oz was like, just pick it up. And I was like, no, I don't trust myself. And I ran away. And like 2 seconds after running out, I just got completely
Literally
obliterated.
Bale fired into the ground.
Well, like the Space Marine came out of nowhere and was like, hey bitch, let's fuck up. And so he was like fucking me up and the Bellfire came and I was like, no. And so we
I
would
was
have
like,
lost it anyway.
Okay, brother, I'll pick up the globulus. And she goes, doot, 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 running off, and the balefire literally just incinerates her in her
It
boots.
wasn't 3 seconds
Her boots were standing
after she was
right
like,
there.
nope, I'm not picking it up.
Maybe
I found
20
it,
feet
not
from
picking
the
it up.
globulus.
Died immediately. It was incredible.
If she would have picked it up and got roasted, I literally would have had to quit the game. I would have been laughing for so
I'd have died.
long.
It was so good.
So I do not pick up the globulus anymore. I just point to it with my character and I just run away.
Brother, I'm aiming at the globulus. Somebody come get it.
Well, it always says like your character is like Spoopy Octopus points to the gene seed. Chick, bink.
I found it.
There it is. Somebody come get it.
Nobody said I had to retrieve it. It was just to
Not me.
locate it.
Pockets are not deep enough, brother.
I found it.
So anything not in the game you'd like to see get added. And no, they're not going to add other. The devs have already said there will be no more races entering the game. That would be, as they said, that'll be a great space for Space Marine 3.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
Because
Saber has already said that. Saber has already said the amount of work it would take to add another species into the game.
It's
that's where
so
we
much
kinda
dev
dip
work.
into
They're saying
spoiler
is we would
territory?
just save it for Space Marine 3.
Yeah.
We are getting new
Mhm.
mobs.
Yes,
Like we know that's coming, but they will either be Thousand Suns or
that's going to be very interesting to see.
Thousand Suns or more
Tyranids.
I
bugs.
think it's going to be Thousand Suns because the Tyranids kind of has a diverse mob as it is with the Lictor, the Neurothrope,
It's super
the
wide.
Zoanthrope. They have a really,
Yeah.
and the Thousand Suns have their
Rubric
regular
Marines.
rubric marines, the Zangiefs. The
Zangiefs.
And then you have your your
Chaos
Terminators,
Cultists.
your Cultists, and the Hellbrute.
Well, I mean,
The Helldrake.
we have sorcerers.
Well, they have the
And sorcerers.
sorcerers.
You have
but
lesser and major sorcerers.
I think that
There's not a
Terminators.
huge bench on the Thousand Suns.
Yeah.
Though.
well, true.
So
The demon.
I agree. I think we're gonna get demons.
That would be cool.
I think we're gonna get demons beyond Zangors.
Well, I think we're gonna get.
I think we're gonna get-
demons because there's a dialogue in there that talks about Slanesh, and nobody's picked it up except for me.
No, I think so. We got the Hierophant. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna get the greater demon, the
I think you should
Bellicor?
finish-
Lord of Change.
I think you should finish the campaign.
We do have the Lord of Change.
Oh, you fight it at the end of the campaign.
He's also that's the
No, you
Curse
see
of
an
the Eyeballs.
aspect of him.
Oh yeah,
But yes, you fight a Lord of Change at the end of the game campaign. But I think
Correct.
he's so they already have the model. We already have the mechanics. So it would
It'd be a
not.
cool boss fight.
Yeah, I,
Like the Hierophant.
yeah.
yeah.
Which
So-
is rough. If you haven't done it already,
I'm just waiting.
We're
I don't want to be
waiting for
mad
the
at it.
patch.
my God.
I don't want to be mad at it. I'll wait for the patch. I'll play it balanced. Y'all can
Did I
have
say
your
that
fucking
meme
pride of doing it
what's his
first.
name, like staring up into the sky and like
Willem
watching.
Dafoe.
Yeah, just like watching it come down. I was like, okay, I'll aim this little dude at it. It'll be fine. I'll shoot the lasers and okay, start shooting. I was like, oh, he's gonna shoot at the lasers. Makes sense, right? Well, I didn't know the laser he was shooting at was the one attached to my wrist, and so it's like, wow, that's getting pretty close. Oh my God. Holy shit, it's going. And like 20 something shots of the biocannon just land on you. And not only does it hurt you, but it creates this whole ground effect that makes the floor
cool.
acid. It's a floor is lava like mechanic. So it basically blocks you from that whole area for a second. And so I'm trying to escape this barrage of death while holding this laser, which inhibits you from using your other weapons, by the way.
Oh, nice.
So if you aim, it's like, oh, look, you're still aiming the laser, and the Hierophant's like, yep, I still see that shit, and he's gonna lay waste to whatever is in your way. So,
That's gonna be one of the horde levels.
The horde level.
So-
oh yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah, it's been fun. I absolutely love that they went with T Suns instead of fucking
Black Legion.
or World Eaters. It's always fucking World Eaters.
Mhm.
It's always World Eaters because they look cool. They have horns and fucking chain axes and shit.
They're the token,
Well,
like,
thousands
but it's
evil
all,
looking
they're the
dude.
token Chaos Marine because
Yeah.
it's not
Blood for the
you,
blood.
you don't do
god.
yeah, and then it's the whole skulls for the skull throne, blood for the blood god. But it's cool. I feel like old fucking Lehman out there fucking killing all the T Suns.
Yeah,
And you know what? The last time Russ went and did it,
he was right.
there it is. So we're back, baby, and this has been a blast. Oz, welcome to the fucking show.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to
Appreciate
have you, dude. So I'm going to raise my glass.
Brother, my glass is empty, but I'm still raising it.
Oh, that's fucking bad luck, brother.
I drank it all. Brother. Don't worry.
That's why I brought two.
I only had one. I can go. My last.
And always, we're going to encourage you to go out there and find games, drinks, and hijinks, because that's what we're all about around here.
Thank you, brother.
Like, share, subscribe, all of that happy shit that's out there.
Subscribe.
Oh, yeah, fucking soundbite that. That was fucking awesome.
Like, share, subscribe.
Now all of us have to
Eagle
do it, and you have to like layer it. It's all at the same time.
Like,
Imperial.
subscribe.
I almost said describe like a fucking
A cool.
You fucked it up,
I
Oz.
fucked it up.
Games, drinks, and hijinks. We love it all around here. BattlePub.com. as well as Warhammered swag. You can get swag on
It's still there.
on
BattlePub.com. Still there.
We might throw some new stuff on there. It might just be Ozzy on a shirt.
That's okay.
It's just Ozzy's
I want to make
face.
a calendar. You know,
On a-
Daisy Dukes
on a-
crop top. We'll send it.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm about it.
It's
Battle
just-
calendar.
Just
2025.
crop top, Daisy Duke, Space Marine helmet. Like
Absolutely. I'll shave my legs. We'll get it all done.
Holy shit. Anyways, go out there and tell your fucking friends that there's this shitty nerd show on the internet. We'd love to hear more of your comments, and let us know in the comments wherever we're going to post this about where you think Space Marine falls on a scale of 1 to 10, and where you'd like to see the game go. Because I want to see how right I am.
You don't vote 10, it's heresy, brother.
Heresy. All right, fucking hit it with it, Caitlin.
Bye.